How can I love you when I hate myself? How can I love you when I hate myself? How can I love you how can I love you when I talk to me with your head down? Don't even bother with the face now. The one you always show when you feel like something's wrong, 'cause I already know that argument too well. So tell me honestly, did you never mean a thing? Or is it the distance that put into sequence the fact that you're leaving? How can I love you when I hate myself? How can I love you when I hate myself? How can I love you when I hate myself? How can I love you how can I love you when I go ahead and say, fuck all of your friends now, they're making you burn bridges, 'cause you don't have the guts to put your foot down, so you'd rather fuck up and be another suck up. I was there when you had your head down. Don't bother making that face now. The one you always show when you feel like something's wrong, 'cause I already know this argument too well. So how can I love you when I hate myself? How can I love you when I hate myself? How can I love you when I hate myself? How can I love you when how can I love you when
I know. That's why I added my repercussion, my percussion. A little.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I want to be. I wanted to be part of the show. Sorry. Some people say fart. I say art.
Art or fart? That is the question. That should be the question of the stream. Art or fart? But it's the question of the stream is ChocoTaco versus the Klondike Bar.
ChocoTaco versus the Klondike Bar. I mean, that's Klondike all the way.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm a ChocoTaco guy. Klondike bars are okay. They're just... I'm talking about a basic Klondike bar. I'm not talking about those specialty flavors, because that's not fair. I'm talking about the OG Klondike bar.
So am I.
The ChocoTaco.
The ChocoTaco is whack. It's like a fucking soggy piece of waffle, and I mean it's just terrible. I mean it's not cool. It's not a cool waffle cone. It's a shitty waffle cone.
Where do you get soggy ones?
It's like soggy wafer. I don't know how to describe it. A ChocoTaco to me is just terrible. It's like being a Dolphins fan. It's just a lot of hype. You know, you think this is going to take you to the promised land, and there's just zero satisfaction. Maybe it's because I'm not Mexican. I don't know.
Mexicans don't know that thing. They don't eat ChocoTacos.
I know, it's a very ignorant statement that I just made to be funny. You're not even Mexican.
What's up, Nikki?
What's up, dude?
I feel like you've had some stale Choco Tacos. That sucks. I'm sorry, bro.
Must be, man, because I've never had a good one. I'll tell you that right now. But Klondike bars, those are never miss. They're always good.
Always perfect.
Yep. And I mean, what would you do for a Klondike bar? That's what we want to know. What would you do, Spaceman?
I'll break my guitar.
Don't do it. Don't do it. It makes really good sounds. I believe you. We're gonna get you a Klondike bar somehow. It's on the way. Just wait for it.
It's on the way. The ChocoTaco.
It's on the way. It's on the way. So yeah, here we are, another Tuesday night at 9:22 in the evening.
That's not too bad.
You got your boy Mo Diggs and the director Mark and Brian Ramos, aka After Harley, in the house with his guitar. He's upside down too. That's pretty exciting.
He's in the upside down.
He is in the upside down right now. That's probably why he wears the mask. Like, this is us, and it's happening right now.
Right?
That was a good movie. That was a really good movie. So what do you got for us, Mark? What's happening? I don't think you pre-gamed. You seem pretty calm.
I'm running low on stock. So probably Klondike is gonna win because even Andrew says ChocoTaco suck. So
finally, Andrew and I agree on something. Choco Tacos suck. Ass. So we got 3 on board for Klondike bars. 1 Choco Taco. Nikki, Choco Taco or Klondike bar? Settle this for us. Even though we're winning.
It's already being dominated right now.
Domination. What would you do for a Klondike bar? I need a Choco Taco. That's what Mark would do. And then give the Klondike bar to me. Yay. Well, After Harley has been abducted, and I feel like this guy has something to say here. I feel like he has something to say.
I think the reason I stayed around Earth long enough was because of the Klondike bars.
There you go. 5-1.
There you go, Andrew. Snickers ice cream bar all day.
You know what, man? Yeah, Snickers ice cream bars are the shit. Fuck yeah.
You can't
that
just
boy
say
here
one of
can
those.
eat like 10 of them.
You gotta have at least the very minimum tasting is 2. Very minimum.
I
tasting.
got, what? I got duped today. I've been, I'm a merchandiser, so I'm in stores all the time. And I've been seeing these 2 drinks side by side, and it says you can buy 2 and get 4 for 2 of them for $4. And one, it says Snickers, and the other one says Twix. So when I see this, I'm like, they got a chocolate milk that tastes like a Snickers? Let me get that. I don't want to try that. So I go ahead and I buy it, and the girl at the register wants me to try it there because she wants to know how it is. And she goes, so does it taste like a Snickers? And I was like,
No.
It tasted like coffee. I mean, like it tasted like coffee, and then I started reading it, and it's actually a protein drink. It has like 16 grams of protein in it or something like that. And I was like, oh, well, that's where they fucked up. Snickers not supposed to be healthy for you at all. So you sucked all the goodness out of the Snickers, and you just shoved peanuts in there. That's what you did. Like, what did you do? Where's the caramel? There's no nougat here, you sons of bitches. They got my $2.67. I'm not even going to bother with the Twix drink. Fuck all that. So, yeah. Oh, Nikki says Klondike bar all the way. There you go, Mark. You put your honor in the face of a Klondike lover.
I didn't put my honor.
That kind of goes both ways because she's gay.
Okay.
You're the only one who's talking ChocoTaco over here. I mean, you're just ChocoTaco full of garbage, is what it is. Just throw that bitch in the garbage. Like it's not even a question. dude. Like, come on, this is America. Like, Klondike bars, man. Fuck a Choco Taco. And if you're gonna have a Mexican dessert, have yourself some fried ice cream. Delicious and really, really bad for you. Makes it more delicious. How are we gonna?
Isn't that the purpose?
How
Like,
are
the
we?
worse it is for you?
What?
I said, isn't that the whole purpose? Like, the worse it is for you, the tastier it is?
Exactly. Like this is. Listen to how genius this was. They took ice cream. I mean, wonderful creamy ice cream, and they decided to cover it in a batter and drop that bitch in a fryer, and then pour some chocolate syrup on top of it. That's some shit right there. I mean, that is like heart attack cream. That's like heart attack flavored ice cream right there. And I mean, it is delicious. Throw some, powdered sugar or whatever that is on top of it. Oh, it's wonderful. It's wonderful.
So I've made fried ice cream before, and
You've never made it for me.
I'm saying, like, I'm sitting here, like, waiting.
It's kind of hard to pull off.
Hard to pull off?
There's a cheater way to do it. It's not authentic. And that is...
Okay.
And I don't like to do it that way. I like to do it the authentic way. So to do the authentic way, you got to freeze it overnight. So you got to coat it in the...
What are you freezing?
The bar. You have to pre-make the bar and freeze it. And then you got to quickly...
So you're making ice cream from scratch?
No, I would use just vanilla ice cream. I ain't gonna go make ice cream. But you gotta coat it in advance because you gotta fry it for reals. You gotta fry it.
Coat it with what?
You coat it with sugary flakes. Usually, sugary corn flakes is the best way to do it. Sugary corn flakes with a little bit of cinnamon and sugar, and you mix it up together, and you coat it. Then you freeze it overnight, and then you fry it.
So what you're saying...
There's a cheating way, and the cheating way is to fry the cornflakes and cinnamon and sugar in advance, and then coat it, and then freeze it again, and then try to and then feed that to people not warm. I just don't. I don't know. I don't.
No, that don't sound right. Well, one of these days you're gonna have to cook me some fried ice cream. One of the Hawks is wondering if we can do some movie reviews. Now, luckily for this Hawk, I got scouts out there watching movies and texting me and letting me know how they feel about movies and things like that. So he brings up Zombieland. I heard from my top critic that Zombieland was at best a C movie.
But here's the thing, though. Zombieland, the first one, was a phenomenal movie, but it was still supposed to be like a shitty B movie. It was just that. So, is that a good thing? Or is it a bad thing?
I didn't further question the critic because he'll just start fucking talking shit that makes no sense. But this is the thing, and it's exactly what you said it. I feel like Broken Lizard's Club Dread got a really bad name because people expected something that they weren't making. That's not what they were meaning to do. For what they were meaning to do, which was create an 80s slasher film, they did it perfectly. All the kill scenes were perfect. It was funny. It was this, it was that. So we also have to remember that Zombieland, the first one, what it had on its back was fucking shock value. Yeah. Because when you went to see this movie, you didn't think it was going to be as good as it was. You thought it was going to be, probably hit or miss, laugh here and there. That movie was legit fucking awesome, and Woody Harrelson is the shit. But all of that now is out the fucking window. There is no more shock value. Now you have a product, and you have to deliver on a product.
Yeah, so now people are expecting everything.
Yeah. So you lost your shock value, which is probably why it wasn't that good. Now, I had another guy go see the movie Gemini Man. And he explains to me how shitty this movie was. He's like, the plot line, I give it a B at best. The CGI, it's like a C. I would rather watch Superman with the mustache lasered off.
Damn, that's bad.
that's how much he explained this movie. Now, don't get me wrong, because I still want to see this movie. And if anybody who's watching grew up in the 80s or the 90s or whatever, you watched a lot of Steven Seagal movies, a lot of Jean-Claude Van Damme movies. We'll even say Chuck Norris movies. This movie, Gemini Man, is straight out of a fucking Steven Seagal plot line, number one.
That's cool.
It is basically Time Cop for Jean-Claude Van Damme. The future me is coming, from the past to kill me because he's better than me. You know, that's what it is. The only difference is that it has the star power of Will Smith. So if you went into this movie thinking that you're going to come out like watching Mission Impossible Fallout, like, what the fuck are you expecting? like it's like, come on, like, you know, it's of course it's going to be an average movie. It's just an action movie. That's what it is. It's an action with a little sci-fi, twist to it.
Well, if a plot would be for an action film, it's pretty good.
You know what they should have done for that movie? Not show that it was Will Smith hunting himself. They should have left that for something for you to find out.
What was that one movie with Bruce Willis? Was it Bruce Willis?
Yeah, it's called Looper.
That fucking thing. That's everything that I've seen and everything that people have been telling me about it. It's like essentially another Looper. Except you don't find out that, in Looper, you found out towards the end what was going on. Like,
right.
The Gemini Man, from the very beginning, it's Will Smith, like...
So. Exactly. Now, freaking... The same critic went to go see The Addams Family. Now, I can review The Addams Family for you because I took my family to go see it. I got kids, and Logan enjoyed it, and whatnot. Now, is this... the Addams Family we're used to, where Gomez is one cool motherfucker and Morticia's one dark, hot, sensual, calm bitch. You know what I mean? No, it's not. It's not that at all. It is a cartoon movie. Fester is over the top dumb. Gomez is he's cool, but he's old cool. You see Morticia's weakness. There's a lot of things to this movie that is not the same. It's not the Addams Family that we grew up, watching. But it was enjoyable. I thought it was enjoyable, even with the little fucking shit. And the best part about it is fucking Logan loved it. And that's the point with these movies. You want your kids to love the movies. It had a great message, which was, you gotta let your kids be themselves, and the kids got the message of, always try your best and blah, blah, blah. They had really good subliminal messages. I thought it was a good movie. Anyone with kids would enjoy watching that movie. There's some adult humor in it. I liked it. I thought it was good. Now, I'll find out about Gemini Man in Zombieland soon. I plan to go to the movies soon. Oh, yeah.
So did you see the trailer for Birds of Prey?
I haven't, actually. How does it seem?
I think, because when I saw Suicide Squad, I wasn't really, shit, you know me, Harley, Batman,
yeah.
The whole Suicide Squad is that's my shit. But to me, Suicide Squad, one of the weakest points, unfortunately, was Harley. She had the look, but she didn't have the attitude. She still had that damsel in distress attitude. Anybody that's read a comic book or seen the cartoons, Harley's just as fucked up, if not worse than the Joker, because she has nothing to lose.
Right.
So when I saw the trailer for Birds of Prey, hopefully they stick with it, because you kind of see that. You kind of see Harley like go off the rails. They finally gave her fucking hyenas, which is like a giant thing of hers. So I mean, I hope that they stick true with the trailer, and that's like, and what we're seeing is what we're gonna get, unlike what we got with Suicide Squad. So,
Mark, see if you can check that fact. Andrew just said Margot Robbie's gonna reboot Tank Girl. See if you can fact check that. You know, man, like a lot of people didn't like Suicide Squad, and I enjoyed Suicide Squad. Maybe it's just because I was dying to see the Joker on something. It could be that, because like the Joker's my shit.
yeah.
And what really sucks, though, and it's exactly what you're saying, and I totally phase with you, but I think that what we got of Harley Quinn in Suicide Squad, it wasn't the whole Harley Quinn, because she was like playing a lot of people.
Yeah.
And even though she had that damsel in distress kind of vibe going, I feel like that's the vibe that she was putting out purposely, because anytime she needed to be a fucking badass or do some crazy ass shit, she did it.
Yeah, I mean,
You know what I mean? With no hesitation.
I think my thing with the Suicide Squad was I avoided reading anything into it, and I avoided seeing most of the commercials, most of the trailers, and to kind of go in with like a clear head, because I mean, Suicide Squad,
yeah.
You know, they've been around a lot longer than even excuse me, Suicide Squad was around a lot longer than even Harley Quinn was.
Oh shit.
So like, you know, the expectations that I had going in, like when they said that they were gonna have that
huge, huge expectations. Well, I can see, because I read a lot of things that fanboys said and things like that, and I can see that. I can understand that, but at the same time, like we also have to remember that things have to evolve, and like even though it was something like this in the comic, you know, when it evolves to the silver screen, it's going to be something a little different. That doesn't mean that they got it right the first time. You know what I mean? It took, how many times has it had taken for Batman to really be right? You know, it took 3 or 4 movies, you know, or even Joker, because Jack Nicholson's Joker was cool, but let's all be fucking honest. Joker didn't fucking go global until Heath Ledger dropped Joker.
Yeah, that's true.
And nobody had seen that kind of Joker before. So like I'll read about things and where fanboys are like, well, that wasn't supposed
Joker
to be like this because of this, or that was like, well, shit has to evolve. What?
Joker was pretty global in the cartoon series, though. Cartoon series is where he started being big.
Yeah, but it was still the start.
Yeah, and you got to remember, like, a lot of the people that loved the Christopher Nolan Batman, like the Heath Ledger Joker, Bane, all that, a lot of those had never picked up a comic book in their life. They just knew of Batman because, like, of, you know, the 90s and 80s movies.
That's true.
But, so a lot of them, at least a lot of the people that I knew, they'd never picked up a comic book. They hate cartoons, they never watched them. They'd rather watch something else. Right. So, I mean, I liked Heath Ledger's interpretation. It was an interesting new take. Was he, you know, the traditional Joker that we all knew? Definitely not. He put his own spin onto it, and that's what kind of solidified that. Was, you know, the whole Joker phenomenon with Heath Ledger was just that. It was the fact that it was the first time that anarchy had pretty much been brought into the spotlight. And that, you know, like in a time when everything was already fucked up, like you had an anarchist dressed up like a fucking clown destroying all of Gotham. So I think that's why like Heath Ledger's Joker will forever be immortalized as that Joker that kind of he brought in the new Joker,
right?
Like, because after Heath Ledger, like when they introduced all the whatchamacallits, all the like the new 52 Joker, the Joker from Batman Damned, like all those Jokers, like they're all starting to take cues from Heath Ledger's Joker, and now with Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, I don't know if you guys have seen the comic Harleen from DC Black Label. Holy shit! It's you can see where the cues were pulled, like from the script. Like you can see like that evolution of, you know, they ran out of material. I mean, they've been writing about the Joker since what, the 40s, 50s. So you finally, you know, from Heath Ledger on, you're gonna start seeing all these, you know, new interpretations of them, and people are gonna put their own spin. Like, did I think Jared Leto did a shit job? I don't. Which you know, a lot of people give me shit for it because they're like, oh no, he was the worst one. Like, just keep him out of everything. Like, my thing is like,
I had an argument with somebody about that today, and they tried to tell me, you know, Jared Leto's all butthurt now because Joaquin Phoenix did a better job than him. And I looked at him. I said, well, I mean, I wouldn't say that. And he's like, what do you mean? And I was like, I'm not saying that Jared Leto's Joker was better than Joaquin Phoenix. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is that the sample serving that we got of Jared Leto's Joker is not even big enough to talk about.
Exactly. And that was my thing. Like, everybody's putting, you know, reposting these articles talking about how, like, how Jared Leto wanted to blackball
Joker's been around since the late 30s, according to Andrew. I'm sorry, but go ahead.
That's about right. Yeah, it's about right. It's about that one now. But yeah, I mean, I feel like Jared Leto's Joker, like, I feel like Jared Leto, the reason why, like, if he did, because nobody's come out and said he did it. It's just people that are like, oh yeah, we've heard him say it, but nobody from Warner Brothers or Jared Leto's staff has come out to say, yeah, he tried to blackball Joaquin Phoenix. I can understand if that's what happened, because at the same time, you know, you built up this character. They gave us so much stuff in the trailers revolving around the Joker, because the Joker was the original villain of Suicide Squad, but when Zack Snyder's kid committed suicide that he had to drop the directing role, that's when they were just like, fuck it, we can't do it. So I feel I mean, not to like sound wrong or anything, but like, had that tragedy not happened to Zack Snyder, I feel like, you know, Batman versus Superman would have been a hell of a lot better. Suicide Squad would have been a hell of a lot better. You know, but he had that tragedy to cope with, and he had to pass the baton on to people that weren't originally involved. Right. So I feel like with that misdirection, you know, I feel like
hands in the pot.
Yeah, there was way too many hands in that, because they still wanted to push this movie out. They didn't care what happened to Zack Snyder, you know, family. So they wanted to push out these movies, and I think that's what killed the DC Extended Universe, was when they did that.
Oh yeah.
Because honestly, I mean, when you really think about it, Jared Leto, in a way, like, I would have loved to see Jared Leto get a standalone movie, like, maybe not to the extent of Joaquin Phoenix's, but like,
it would have had to be. It would have had to be the Joker he was portraying. He wasn't portraying Joaquin Phoenix's at all. It would have had to been this guy, which probably took his cues from whoever was the Joker before him.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Like, not so much a standalone movie, like, because what Joaquin Phoenix's Joker was going to get was just an origin, and that, for what they did with it, it was a little slow, but it was a beautiful build-up. It made a lot of sense.
Oh yeah.
But I feel like, since Jared Leto's Joker had already been established, I would have loved to see him get a standalone movie where he was the main villain.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like if we had gotten that, I feel like a lot more people would be like, well, shit, okay, so this might work out. Because Jared Leto had that charisma, that, like, toy box crazy, that, you know, that a lot of people like from the cartoon.
And he had the ruthlessness too. Like, he was, like, you saw the meanness in him, man. Like he was just mean. And I felt like, you know, I believed him when I watched it. I believed him. Will Smith as Deadshot. He was great, I thought, in that movie. Maybe not the Deadshot we're all used to, but I thought he still acted really well and did a good job. Apparently, Andrew's saying, but Leto's Joker wasn't the real Joker. What do you mean, Andrew? What do you mean Leto's Joker wasn't the real Joker? What is that supposed to mean? Well, what do you think he means while we wait for him to comment?
I mean, but here's the thing, like, okay, that's a huge argument that's going around. It's not the real Joker. But at the end of the day, who is the real Joker? In the origin stories for Batman, like for the preceder for Batman Damned, it was actually called Joker by Brian Azzarello. The thing that a lot of people didn't read that comic, but that comic goes into detail to explain that the Joker is anybody and everybody that dances with the devil in a pale moonlight. That's why Jack Nicholson ripped that line from that comic. Basically, like, all it takes is one bad day or a sequence of bad days, like we saw with Joaquin Phoenix's Joker. So, at the end of the day, like a lot of people have opinions. Yeah, Jared Leto's not the real Joker, or the real Joker. You know, so many people can say that they're not the real Joker because that's the problem.
Andrew says that Robin is who Leto's Joker was.
I can maybe see that, and I would have liked that to be because it was Jason Todd. Like, I don't know if you paid attention in, I think it was Batman versus Superman when Batman was in the Batcave. I don't know if you noticed that there was Robin's outfit with the paint drawn on that said "The joke's on you."
I did see that.
Okay, that's Jason Todd's Robin. He was, I think, the second or third iteration of Robin. He's the one that got famously killed in the comic book, you know, Death of the Family, where the Joker beat him to death with a crowbar, and then sent Batman on a wild goose chase so that he could finally push Batman far enough to kill him. And then, you know, in later comics, like, it turns out that he wasn't really killed. What the Joker ended up doing was he took Jason Todd, threw him into a fucking, what's it called, the Lazarus pit. And if you've seen like the Arrow, you remember when Speedy came back.
Yeah.
Remember how she was like, she had the bloodlust, like she wanted to fucking kill
she comes back
everybody?
as something different. Yeah.
So basically, what ends up happening in that comic is the Joker was pretty much at the end of his life. So what ends up happening is he picked Jason Todd to pick up the mantle, and that's where that comes from. Now, if that's the case, like let's just say that that's really what Zack Snyder wanted to do with that Joker. I still think he deserved an entire movie to explain that.
My friend, I have never seen this before in my life. Andrew just said you explained that very well.
Thank you.
I have never seen Andrew say. Andrew always got something to say. Well, thank you, sir. Thank you, Brian. That was fucking amazing. I didn't know any of that because I don't read comic books. This is why I don't read comic books. I'll tell you a quick story. My mom's on here, too. When I was 7 years old, my mom took me to a comic book shop, and she let me buy comic books. And I had like the entire Series 2, I don't know what, of the X-Men, X-Force comics. And I had them all. Each and every one. I read them every day. And then one day I came home, and they weren't there anymore. I asked my mom what happened. She threw them away. She thought I was done with them.
I'm so sorry.
So I stopped reading comic books. I just stopped. Like, how do you pick that back up? Like, I couldn't do it again. So I've never done it. Maybe I should. Maybe I should start. I heard about a comic series. Speaking of Batman and Joker, called The White Knight.
I have it.
And I heard that they kind of swap roles in it. I didn't get to the end because he would tell me when everyone came out. He would kind of tell me a little more about it, a little more about it, a little more about it. And in my mind, I'm thinking, oh, at the end of this, they're going to figure out that Joker's just masterminding some shit, making Batman look bad, and it's going to turn over. And I'm sure that's where it goes, but maybe it don't. I don't know. But it seemed like a pretty interesting read, and I like that there was 2 Harley Quinns.
Yep.
That's pretty cool. And I mean, this evolution of things. I mean, I think that's the beauty of these characters, of these comics, is that just like us, they grow and they evolve and they change, and it's like getting ready for the next one. And Andrew says that it was a good. It was that White Knight's a good comic book. There's another thing that just came out. It dropped last night. The final trailer for Star Wars: Rise of the Skywalker.
Yeah.
And I'm really happy that this trailer came out because now everybody can drop the whole Rey's gonna fucking be evil shit. Because now it's because like I was like, come on, like no, it's not happening. And it looks good, man. And Palpatine is coming back, like he never left.
Well, and J.J. Abrams went out and he said it. He was like, the reason why that they've only been releasing like short little trailers, little snips here and there, is because he wants the 9th movie to make all 9 movies cohesive. So the 9th movie is supposed to tie everything together.
Nice.
So we'll see what he does.
I've said it before and I'll say it again, bro. This movie is going to decide if this last trilogy was trash.
Yep, that's true.
Because I'm on the fence about it right now.
Oh no, especially after the second one in, like I was okay with the first one, with The Force Awakens. I was like, okay, it's an interesting little startup. Then the second one came out, and I'm like, what the fuck is this?
See, dude, like when I saw the first one, it was like, this is A New Hope 2.0, and then everybody argued with me. It was like, that's the way they should do it, bro. We're introducing Star Wars to a new generation, man. Like, fucking stop hating. And that's what they keep telling me. It's like, I'm not trying to hate it. I was hoping for something original. They even had a fucking dumpster scene. There was even a dumpster scene, you know? And what I did like about the first one was the cool lightsaber battles after he kills his dad. Those were pretty cool with Finn and with Rey. And then you're like, there's something about this girl. And then you had some questions arise about her. And then when the next movie come out, 2 seconds kills the boss. You kill the boss in 2 seconds. Then the best fight wasn't even a fight because Luke Skywalker wasn't there. It was a fucking hologram. So, like, I felt like it was cheap, and then you're left with more questions. It was just cheap.
What do you mean the best fight? Everybody said that there was no sword fight, and they forget the red room with the red guards, which was like, that was the best fight of that movie.
I know, but the best fight of that movie should have been Luke Skywalker versus Kylo Ren. That's what should have been the best fight movie. Or Snoke versus Rey and Kylo Ren. Those should have been the best fight. Not fighting some fucking royal guard. Are you serious? Like, are you serious right now? Like, you're triggering me.
That would have been.
I can't believe it. Like, that should have been
the damn movie.
That should have been like an hour-long fight. I didn't say for anybody to die. The fight should have been a fight. Like, Snoke dies. Why couldn't we get 10 minutes of a fight? We got 2 seconds.
Because it's symbolic of the old is dead.
Symbolic? Kiss my ass. So how about that symbol? Get the fuck
Luke
out of here.
Skywalker is nothing. And
he was a hologram.
They're both nothing.
Luke Skywalker was a hologram.
New generation. They're
Get
nothing.
Out of here.
The Sith Lord is nothing, and so is Luke now. He's nothing.
You're a fucking Sith Lord of nothing.
That's what they're
saying. That's what I'm saying.
It's obvious as hell. Obvious.
You're not obvious. You're beyond obvious.
My thing is...
Okay, my bad, bro. Good.
You're good. Like, my thing is with this whole Rey thing. I haven't seen the last trailer, but she's Luke Skywalker's daughter.
I said that from the get-go! From the get-go! But I don't know. I don't know if it's true or not.
That'd be cheesy.
Like, I said that when I watched Part 7. It's Disney.
So?
See, but
Disney's full of
here's the
cheese.
thing though.
Disney
Here's the
kills
thing with that.
mothers and stuff like that. So
Still
what's the
full of
answer?
cheese.
But here's the thing with that. Like Disney right now is trying to not completely retcon George Lucas's story. George Lucas, in the books that he had written, like leading up, that was supposed to be the final trilogy, Luke had 2 kids. They haven't brought anything in like to kind of explain that part, because in the books and everything, Luke had 2 kids. One of them one of them was good, one of them is like evil, and he had convinced Kylo, which was Han's kid, to join him on the dark side. Luke didn't like that. There was a scuffle. Luke's kid ended up getting killed by Kylo. Kylo became like the epitome of like the dark side, and then he hid his daughter so that she could be like the protector of the light side when the time came. Now we got these trilogies that make
makes
no
sense.
mention of Luke's kids. So we have these trilogies that make no mention of Luke's kids. We got Rey that literally came out of a fucking sand dune, and then Kylo. So it has to be Luke's kid.
Technically, she came out of a starship onto a sand dune.
Ah, same shit.
That would make so much sense, bro. I said that in part 7. Exactly what you just said. I was like, Rey's gonna be Luke's daughter. That's why she's remembering and having these feelings, and she's strong with the Force. I said that in part 7, but with the message that Mark is so obviously putting out there, that there is no dark side, there is no light, it's all the same, that kind of went out the window for me. Because what would it matter if she was Luke Skywalker's daughter then, if it's all the same? And then they showed how more kids are actually strong with the Force, like the one kid, with the thing and things like that. So they're trying to explain that there is no dark side versus light, that it's all the same. It's all the same. Without one, you can't have the other. So we get that. We obviously get it, Mark.
I just want to go back and answer. You asked me a question and didn't let me tell you what the answer was.
I don't remember.
Andrew's,
the tank girl.
Yeah. So, I don't know how we'll feel about this, but Margot Robbie's company purchased the rights to it, but have not contacted the original writers, Alan Martin, or his friend who helped co-write the film. And so they don't know what this is all about because nobody's been contacted. They just got information saying somebody bought the rights of your film, and it's Margot Robbie's company. And they're like, so we don't know if they're going to work with us on any interpretation or anything like that of how this film's
I don't like that.
But they have not contacted us. That's what he tweeted.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all. They should contact them.
Yeah, I agree.
They should contact them. So apparently, I don't know if you want to fact check this, Mark. Ghost Rider is going R-rated, which, let's be honest, who the fuck wants to see a PG-13 Ghost Rider? It should be R-rated. Shouldn't even be R-rated. It should be MA. There should be some fuck scenes in there too. Why not? Let's see Ghost Rider's flaming cock just slap some chick across the side. I'm just kidding. That was too much. That was over the top. That was too much. I went too far. So, is it true? Is it going R-rated, Mark?
The only thing that they're saying about it is that that Nicolas Cage wishes it was rated R, and the director from the second movie said it would be less lame if it was rated R.
Absolutely. It's like releasing a Deadpool out that's PG-13.
But that isn't.
It's not going to work.
It isn't.
Well, I mean,
it's not going to work. Unless it's a Christmas Carol or a Christmas Story.
yeah, once upon a time with
So
Deadpool.
what will happen? I don't know. I guess we'll see.
I hope so. And it's almost upon us. Disney Stream is coming.
Yep.
I'm not going to lie. I will be on Disney Stream.
If you have kids and you don't, it's kind of dumb. Like I'm probably getting it too. Because you get Pixar.
Yeah.
You get Star Wars.
DreamWorks.
Yeah, and DreamWorks. And
Marvel.
Marvel. That's
Yeah, Marvel's going on there.
Sherlock
And
Holmes.
Some boobies from other country on National Geographic. Some National Geographic action.
Oh, Ghost Rider's going to be a series, not a movie.
It might be one of those Netflix series, kind of like how Punisher was. I can see that. Like if they did it with Netflix, where they don't have to cater to kids, I can see that working out.
It's time to pay your penance. It's definitely not going to be on Netflix, though. If it'd be anywhere, it would be on Disney.
On Disney Stream, yeah. Speaking of, all right, so how do you guys feel with Warner Brothers shutting down DC's Universe stream and absorbing it into their own thing, but then canceling all the shows?
The only thing that DC has going for them is their shows.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if you guys watched Titans or if you guys watched Swamp Thing, any of them.
I heard Swamp Thing was whack.
Swamp Thing was incredible.
Was it really?
Yeah, it was phenomenal. It was every bit of what it needed to be, especially with the build-up, because they got one season and it very clearly led to a sequel, and it also led into the introduction of a whole mess of like the dark side of DC. And the problem with that is Warner Brothers canceled the entire thing.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I mean, I thought Swamp Thing was good. Titans was phenomenal. Like, all these shows, like, they led up to something bigger. Like, you finally got to see, like, a collaboration between heroes and villains and, like, different directors. And then all of a sudden, Warner Brothers is just like, yeah, we're going to pull the plug on this. Like, we're going to put it into our own thing, but we're not going to give you any more of this thing that we just had DC build for us.
That's so, you know what I mean? Like, that puts a bad taste in your mouth, man. That puts a bad taste in your mouth. And DC is just, what the fuck are they doing, man? Like, what are they doing? I don't know, dude. It's very sad because these are properties that they can be doing so much better. They're paying the wrong people to do these things, and like I wasn't against Ben Affleck being Batman, because I think he can pull it off. Ben Affleck at his best can pull it off. But the fucking guy's a mess. The guy's a fucking mess. The guy that got to do Superman, Henry Cavill, or however way you say his fucking name, he wants to do other things. That's more important than being fucking Superman? Really? Robert Downey Jr. gave fucking Iron Man 11 years.
Yep.
He's not in a lot of other shit. He gave that fucking project 11 years. Like, these are like things that people have been talking about for almost 100 fucking years. And these are the folks that you're signing to do this kind of shit. And then the shit that they're putting out fucking sucks. It sucks. Like Aquaman was decent. I enjoyed it. Was it the greatest movie ever? No. Shazam, trash. I thought it was trash. It was okay.
It was okay. Yeah, it was okay.
You know, Wonder Woman was good. Justice League could have been better, but still good. Really, the only place they fucked up was Superman versus Batman. The movie had no feng shui whatsoever, and it's like the movie started 50 minutes into it. The way I would describe Superman versus Batman is like you took 10 little movies and put them together.
Yeah, that's basically they just literally copied and pasted their fucking trailers.
Yeah, like it had no editing whatsoever. You're falling asleep during it. But and then what they did worse, like the thing that like if you ever played sports, you'd understand this analogy. They were playing the other team's game. They saw what Marvel was doing and what Disney was doing, and they're like, "Oh, we got to catch up." No, motherfucker, play at your pace.
Yeah,
control it. Who cares if you're 10 years later and come out with it? That just means you're going to break. They're the one who's going to set the bar, and then now you can exceed it at that point instead of trying to catch up like the way they did. You want to hear a really funny fact? a real fun fact. Robert Downey Jr. was the runner-up in 2009 for Best Actor. You know who he lost to? He lost to Heath Ledger's Joker.
Yep.
So now he's going to go up at the same time for his performance in Endgame against Joaquin Phoenix's Joker.
Damn, it's gonna be a close fucking call. The only thing that'll save Robert Downey is the fact that
Marvel's blown up.
Yeah, Endgame was blown up to the point where like it surpassed Avatar.
And it sounds like Star Wars is gonna fucking blow Endgame's box office numbers out of the water.
Well, if they give us the answers that we've been fucking waiting for 2 fucking movies, I think we'll be all right.
A lot of people are gonna fucking watch that. A lot of people are gonna go watch it. And it comes out on Christmas, so everybody's home.
Yep.
You know? Best time to come out. They timed that shit right.
Yep.
And you know what's really funny? Is that who cares if Star Wars blows Endgame out of the water? They're owned by the same company.
Yeah, Disney's gonna
fucking monopoly. Martha!
I think
did you guys hear about Jeremy Renner?
What about him that he's going to get a movie?
They might. Marvel might drop him.
Why?
Because he's in a legal battle right now with his wife, who says he tried to kill her.
Oh, that's crazy.
Well, then he deserves to be dropped.
They're evaluating what happens with his court decision, and if he's cleared, it'll be fine. But if he ends up facing jail time, they'll probably drop him.
Well, hopefully he didn't try to kill her.
Yeah, hopefully.
Because that would really bum me the fuck out, because I am a Jeremy Renner fan.
Yeah, that'd be really shitty, but at the same time, I mean, if he fucked up, he fucked up.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, I'll forgive him, but like, it's going to be hard. It's going to take him time. And I don't care who it is. Nobody has ever come back like Robert Downey Jr. came back.
Goddamn right.
He went ghost for a while. Only time he gets some work with some shitty ass role, and then all of a sudden, Iron Man. Yeah. He did a couple lawyer movies. He did the Sherlock Holmes movies.
You know what? And
he's a great actor.
I'm still waiting. I still want that third Sherlock Holmes movie.
I'm waiting on it. Yeah,
I still want it.
Hopefully, Guy Ritchie does it too, because Guy Ritchie did a really good job.
Yeah.
But anyhow, I think that's all we got for tonight. We had some pretty good conversation.
Yeah,
I agree.
Freaking, I don't know if you wanted to add anything, but it's a little past 10 o'clock now.
The only little big news that has came out, I could say little big news. It's big news. They just signed a contract. Marvel has signed a contract with
Jonah Hex getting a reboot
with what is that? Sirius Radio, and they're going to be unleashing a podcast series. And I don't know if you guys are familiar. It's pretty big on right now, but people like us might not know. I just very recently started hearing about it, about fictional podcasts. So they do like a whole show series in audio. So it'll be like a whole action series and new scripts and stuff written for shows, but it'll be completely in audio. And they're called fictional podcasts. So it's pretty cool.
Nice.
One last thing. I don't know if you guys have talked about it on Over the Top, but Disney and Sony's revised contract that finally got approved.
I know, I heard that.
Did you hear the stipulation that they had?
No.
Their one stipulation was because Venom didn't do so hot, they want them to incorporate Venom into the MCU. That's their only stipulation. So the next Spider-Man movie we get is going to be with Venom.
Fuck yeah.
Yep.
Fuck yeah. I like it. Because you know what, man? Venom was a step in the right direction. It was a step in the right direction. The surrounding cast is what ruined Venom for me.
Yeah, because the only shining part of Venom was the way Tom Hardy was. Like,
Exactly.
but everybody else was just kind of there.
Exactly. The acting around him was terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Put him in the MCU.
Oh
He'll
yeah,
shine. He will definitely shine.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like, because you know how they went into a little bit of detail with the multiverse.
Right.
So basically, that's what's going to end up happening is we're going to get Venom, we're going to get Carnage, and we're going to get Spider-Man all in one movie.
Oh, yes. Woody Harrelson, Tom Hardy, and fucking Spidey in there. Oh, my God. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm glad we ended the show that way. And apparently Andrew's closing remarks is check the new Vin Diesel trailer. He thinks it's called Blood Eye or maybe Bloodshot. We'll check that out. Maybe we'll talk about it next time. Hey, thanks, Hawks, for watching. We appreciate you so much.
Thanks, guys, for coming out.
The like button, follow, subscribe, drop a comment. Can anybody guess where Tony is tonight? I know where he is. At least I know where his head is. It's in his ass. Fucking asshole. Angela's probably asleep or holding Benny. Something like that. Maybe we'll have some answers for you. Love you guys. Good night.
Good night.